Je m'appelle.
Je suis la jeune fille.
What was that? Muzzy. Do you remember Muzzy, those commercials?
Do I remember? I watched it.
Oh my God, we're going to have to play that commercial now to start the show.
Je suis le grand Muzzy.
Je suis la jeune fille.
Yes, that's French they're speaking. And no, these children aren't French. They're American. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the British Broadcasting Corporation. With this unique BBC language course, children learn a second language with incredible ease.
I loved that series.
Listen,
what was it called? Just Muzzy?
Yeah, it was like Muzzy the language bear.
I don't know.
I don't
an alien
know.
or something. I think.
It was a weird thing.
It was really creepy.
We probably, yeah.
Actually.
Like very. All secrets must see the light. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Not Well. I'm Bobby.
And I'm Jim.
And we are back.
We're back.
Back again, honey.
It's been a week since New York.
We've had our...
We had our...
Well, I'm high again, so it's like really... I'm like, oh, we're like really calmed down now. I'm like, no, I'm literally in a blackout again.
We've recovered fully from New York.
Back to... Yeah, we're recovered-ish.
And work was fine afterwards.
That's the worst thing in the world. I'm sorry.
Going back to work after vacation just makes you
why am I
cancel? Like, maybe I shouldn't have paid for the vacation.
Yeah, or maybe like
it's like why did I go? You really started when you're like, so that was fun, like at the moment,
right? But then it's like all this. It's always fun, and honestly, I always think to myself, why do I go home? That's my thought process.
I had that moment,
like,
but
why
then
am
I was
here?
like, well, Matt and Penny.
Well, right.
I only care about Penny.
June and Pam and Michael.
What was that I said in New Orleans?
I
don't give a fuck about anything. Well, Penny.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't like Penny. And I'm like,
I only like Penny.
Okay. Well, that's what's keeping you alive. All right. Thank God you just got her because you'd be a goner. So
you're like, shouldn't have gone on vacation with you then.
Well, no, we did have a better. We said, I don't give a fuck. That's your favorite thing to say.
Fuck.
That was literally your like key word. You're like, I don't give a fuck.
No.
Look at me. I don't give a fuck. And I was like,
that's like when you're getting your ass eaten in the corner. You don't give a fuck.
I'm not actually a fan.
Well, so let's go into a New York City recap.
We'll do a New York City recap, but we have a lot of other things to discuss.
Yeah, we have a ton.
So like we'll do a quick recap, and it might bring up some subjects, but we won't try to talk about like, oh my God, in New York and this and that. So just bear with us.
Yeah.
Bear with us like we're bears at the bar because we get there on Wednesday.
You came later.
You were at some show. You were crying about some Jesus music thing.
It was called Illinois by Sufjan Stevens.
Okay. I've never even heard of the person, and all of a sudden I'm supposed to like. You're like,
oh, you should.
I don't know.
It's so good, and it was like a gay love story on stage.
Well, and that's what's cool about it.
So I was like, okay, this is good. And the one guy was really hot, and he was like blonde and pink. And
I love a good pink.
And when they're dancers, they move well, and everything is visible. So I went to that show, and then you arrived as I was at the show. Yep. Earlier, I'd gone to Masa, the sushi place.
Oh yeah, you had your 3 Michelin star,
and my $600 lunch, and it was amazing.
I'd hope you got a picture with the chef.
I did.
After that much money, bitch, you just made him. I mean, that was like what, an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was like 2 hours. Then you show up, and I'm like, okay, I got to be ready to go because I didn't have an app. I didn't have an intermish.
We had to go to Jock Night. It was Jock Night.
It was Jock Night. So
which is interesting because you're like, it's a Wednesday. Now, when we're in other cities, Wednesdays are like.
In other cities like Columbus, you can't
you're gonna
get
belly
Jock
up
Night
and
on
have
a Saturday.
3 people at the bar.
Yeah, right. Like, I always go to Jock Night, and I'm like, so when are people putting on the jocks?
No, it's because you have to cover
and you're
your hole.
You're like, oh, maybe at like 1. I'm like.
It's because people have to cover their hole. We're so modest here. We act like we're so cleanly, and
I don't get that.
I don't either, bitch.
I don't understand why you have to cover your hole.
And then like
their solution is like a bandana hanging over the crack.
It's like that's trash. You want your ass sweat on that bandana? Bandana.
On the bandana.
Bandana. On the
bandana. Okay.
So we go to Jock Night.
We go to Jock Night, and it's amazing.
And it's amazing. You meet a dentist.
I was like making out with a dentist.
Yeah, and then you're like, "Are you going to be okay?" And I'm like, yeah, like, do you look around, honey?
I know. It was more your vibe.
It was definitely interesting. Like, at one point, then all of a sudden the dance floor became one big sexcapade, and everybody's wieners were out, and I was just like, okay, well.
I kept looking over you, and you're like inching closer and closer.
I know.
And because you're so tall, you do this.
Oh, I was just trying to see all the dicks.
Like, you can literally like look over into a group, and you're like.
Oh, I have front row seats to
And
all
I'm just like,
orgies.
I'm like down here like, wow, what's happening in that tight circle over there? It looks like penises are out.
And then I'm like, here, let me get my giraffe neck out and go see it. It's like, okay.
Something's poking them in between their shoulder blades. It's your dick. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, there's someone behind me.
Well, and then of course, the ones that eye you, you're kind of like,
You're the one eyeing them.
I guess
you never want the ones who are eyeing you.
No,
You're
the
like
ones that eye me are like,
I know. That's what happens though.
and then I think desperation. I think, am I really at that point? And sometimes you are, and that's fine.
You can get to a point where the people eyeing you become hot.
I actually was.
You have to force it on yourself. You have to be like, yeah, okay, fine. Like, this is good. It's late. It's 2 a.m. I'm hungry for a slice or maybe some shawarma, which we got the first night.
Yeah, and it's like no wonder I had sulfur burps and farts at one point where I couldn't even. I was like,
that was
sad.
the day after. That was Thursday.
Was it really Thursday or Friday?
I think it was Thursday. I don't remember.
Yeah, because I got in the pool easily.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't remember, but I had stomach problems at one point.
I don't remember.
Just in case everyone wants
Sulfur
to know.
burps are these things Bobby gets where it's not just a regular burp. It's like way worse.
It's the food that's just sitting in my stomach because I'm slowly digesting because I paralyzed my stomach.
It's not just digesting; it's fermenting at that point.
That's
you know,
what's
like the compost heap in the back.
Yeah,
you put all the
that's
garbage and roll it.
It's like the
It just
combination of
releases
things that I had in
That's
there.
your stomach
and it was like
compost.
alcohol, pizza, like bread, anything that. Ew.
Bread ferments to beer.
Right. So it's like,
Like
oh my God,
explaining
wait.
fermentation. You're making alcohol. So you were drunk the whole trip.
That's why I got dizzy, I think. That's why
Actually,
I was dizzy.
you did.
Listen, it was the Truvada. I'm sorry. I had a
right.
reaction.
You
Not,
did.
not
I
even
think
kidding.
starting it, you did.
I was dizzy.
What we've learned is Bobby can't be on prep.
And then I also had tinnitus.
He's a bug chaser. Tinnitus?
Yeah, for like a second. So, thank you, Truvada. Now I can get fucked.
The way that. So
thank you. Thank you so much. Some highlights, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, I know. I was telling my back
that's
waxer
fair, yeah.
today, I was like, I literally was like, listen, she has the easiest job in the world, by the way. They charge like $60. I do not have that much back hair. I mean, I have some, but like it's just a little
How
here.
often are we having to go?
Like once a month in the beginning. And it does grow back thinner. So it was different this time. Like I could barely
interesting.
see it, but there was a lot. She showed me on the wax, but I was like, oh, you can't really tell anymore.
Oh.
But anyways, wow. So I'm telling my back waxer about Brooklyn, and I told her it felt like a neighborhood.
It
Like
does.
none of the buildings are tall. You can see the top.
You see all the buildings from
I'm not
across.
talking downtown. Like we were in Williamsburg.
And Dumbo.
And
Dumbo's
we went to
pretty close.
Dumbo. Dumbo was bigger, though. Dumbo was taller.
Dumbo was taller, but you still had that quiet. It wasn't like
Yeah.
Manhattan.
It
So
wasn't stressful.
I would recommend Brooklyn.
The blocks are like 2 buildings wide.
Yeah.
Like literally, I'm like, oh, that next street is right there.
It's actually really cool.
It's kind of cute.
It is kind of cute.
Smorgasbord was good.
So good, but
It's so hard to pick.
Well, you were sick that morning as well. That was your
I couldn't
morning
even
of
drink.
sickness.
Remember,
No.
I was like, I can't drink. Well, and I
Well,
did.
then you did.
And then I did at 12:30.
No, and then we were drunk.
Literally,
then we got drunk on beer.
on the patio. I was so hot and sweaty,
You're
but I
right.
was like,
No, and then we
"What
went,
is this punch called?" You're like,
yeah.
"I don't know."
I was like, it's
something punch. or
punch.
something. Like,
Yeah. I thought last time it had like some special like spice in it, and she's like, no, it's like kiwi, and I was like, oh, okay. I thought it had like tahini
Literally.
in there and like ginger. No, last time it was a ginger something. I'm telling you.
And then I took you to what was that place called?
Outback, takeout,
Time Out, which I knew was fun from Lisbon. This one wasn't as fun as Lisbon, but it was so cool.
It's cool. You get a little taste
like
of the
we all
city.
went around and we were like,
yeah.
But we didn't get anything there.
Yeah, we
really.
did.
Just
We got-
little snacks.
Oh my god, those fried pickles and that sauce, and then whatever. Did you get fries or something? Oh my god, it was so good. So
That's right. Then we had pizza under a bridge. Brooklyn was fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
we were actually under the bridge.
We were under the bridge. Under the bridge.
Under the beach. And then it stormed really bad, actually, where I almost got shocked walking back. Some highlights. Jim had his ass eaten.
In the corner. And Dick sucked.
I gave him everything.
I did. Oh my God. Ouch.
I'm just saying.
I did give him everything.
I mean, at one
front and
point,
back.
I just have to say, Jim's in the corner. And I'm kind of doing my little peruse around because you have to keep going room to room to see if there's a new dick that you like. It's
Yeah,
like kind of
it's-
embarrassing.
It is, but you do.
When you really
You're
think about it, you're like, wow, we're all just like prowling like a bunch of fucking
No, we're
Neanderthals.
literally like,
We're
I like that dick. I want that
the
dick.
Oh, never mind. I don't want it anymore.
I don't want that dick anymore.
one now.
Cellulite. I don't want that ass anymore.
Oh,
You know what I
God.
mean?
It is just very barbaric. It really
is
kind
barbaric,
of is.
and it smells barbaric.
It's like we're all around a fucking pond, like, like we need pussy, but we all want each other.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like
Yeah,
very,
because we're acting like those masculine men who are like so disgusting.
Imagine being, if we were the zoo and people were studying us, they'd be like, all the males get in a room, take off all their clothes, walk around in circles, and
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
It'd be like it's an animalistic
anthropologically,
thing. Yeah,
anthropologically, it's disturbing.
I think all of them
it's
did
not
it.
what I want to get passed down.
I think the men had to do that because the women were hard to find.
So maybe that's how we became gay.
Maybe.
The women got hard to find.
Yeah, and then some people evolved to gay, and that's where gay came from. So it is evolution.
Honestly, PhD over
gay
here.
is evolution.
Well, that's true.
I mean, honestly, if there wasn't gays in the world, like ever, we wouldn't be where we're at. And I'm not kidding.
I don't
think about
so.
how many gays fix like straight relationships, and like we keep the world going.
Art alone. All the artists.
Art. Yeah. Fashion in general, anything, your hair even being cut, grooming.
Like all of Broadway would be not there.
Yeah, like
People
imagine a
travel all
world
the
with no entertainment,
Right.
really. I mean, you'd
Hollywood.
have some, but it'd be
All
like
Hollywood.
Tim Allen. I mean, no offense, but
Not
like
Tim Allen, that
you'd be
cool
like,
guy.
Home Improvement. And it's like, yeah, it's good, but like, what about? And then
I don't think we were
And honestly, I used to love Roseanne. Sorry,
No, Roseanne was good, and she
was
featured a lot of
good.
queer characters.
but then she
You know
like
what I mean?
went.
She went
batshit.
MAGA crazy. MAGA crazy.
Cuckoo. She's on a nut farm, and she really is in Hawaii.
I thought the bitch was white! God damn it! I thought the bitch was white! Fuck!
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she lives on a nut farm in Hawaii. Yeah, it's giving. I am
It's
what I
giving
eat.
colonizer, but it's also giving yes.
Yeah, it is giving colonizer.
It's like
'cause
maybe let's not take Hawaii's land
I
and
actually
come
feel
back
so
and live in the
bad about
States.
that now.
When you think about how we just stole it from them,
I like the ones. See, I always think that they really do want to
still,
share the culture, and then I
they
think to
do,
myself,
but that not
do
in this
they,
way.
or do they? Are
The
they
Navy
like, I
base,
fucking
we've poisoned
hate
the
you.
water. They take all the land. Like what people have done to Hawaii, girl. Now
But we had to have it.
we had to have it.
So recap is you getting your ass eaten in the corner
I'm
and
getting a
waving at me.
drink.
Okay, I'll start the story. So I'm walking around, cruising around, and I look over and I see Jim in the corner of a room that had like a little ledge thing, and he's a little higher than everyone else. And I'm like, oh, there, and he's doing this little. Now imagine like watching the worst Showtime softcore porn scene, and that's what we're watching. We're watching this. Oh, and it's like, and then he sees me, and he waves at me like, "Hey!"
I was like-
and I go,
You
I
literally
peace
gave me
you."
the peace sign and
I was
walked
like,
away.
I was like, "B1, brother, you're good." Like,
B1 brother.
and I'm like, I'm gonna go back to this room and try to see what Neanderthal I can suck over here.
Literally.
So
Yeah, I put on a show.
that was a highlight. A highlight. I
like highlight.
I had a little moment with a zookeeper from New Zealand.
now that.
Now, and he eyed me the first night, and I was, I guess, mean mugging him because he's like, I didn't know if you wanted it. I was like,
I
well,
forgot about him.
oh, he's hot. I follow him now.
So I just
obviously.
want to share Bobby's
and David.
methods
Oh,
to
no.
everyone. Basically, we go the whole trip. This is every trip. And then in the last 5 hours before we have to leave, that's his go time. And he has to be alone. He has to be in the room alone. No plans. He has to be getting dick.
I am naked.
He waits all the trip. He could do this on the first night, the second night. He could do it any night, but he has to wait because he's
It's-
nervous. Wait,
I don't think it's
wait for the
nerves.
best. Wait for the best. Wait for the best.
That's what it is.
It's going to be better. The next one's going to be
Yes.
better. And then
Yep.
we're in the final like 2 hours, and it's like you have to get your dick sucked.
Once David wasn't coming over.
David the photographer.
No, well, and I'll say, okay, so I met David the photographer, who's like a pretty fucking. I love how he has
His
like
show.
80,000.
He's like, oh, I'm going to be in P-Town doing a show.
Yeah, he has 80,000 followers on it, and we're like, I was like, can I touch your legs? They're so fucking hot.
Meanwhile, I'm touching his dick.
rubbed his leg. Well, okay,
Remember
so
that?
you're already on scene
not
4.
remember that.
I don't remember anything
Oh,
actually.
I was like feeling. He's like, I don't like. I'm trying to lose this, and I was like,
I know he was all
I was
concerned.
like, David.
he
I
had
said,
a-
David, why?
He had a great set of legs. I'm sorry.
He had a
I actually
great-
told him point blank, period. I want to be in between your legs and I want you to squeeze them on my head.
You did.
And so then I was like, well, I need your number. And so I got it.
And yeah,
So then, though, David didn't come through. He was so busy. So then, all
we
of
had
a
to go
sudden,
further
though,
away to New Zealand.
So all of a sudden, New Zealand pops in the chat out of nowhere. Hey, and I said, come worship my cock. And so that's what happened. And bada bing, bada boom, a little this, a little that, and I have 2 new Instagram friends. So shout out.
According to Gen Z, I've made it.
I'm making it.
I'm friends with influencers.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to
Actually,
you.
because the New Zealand guy was on the cover of a magazine.
I am not. I
You
know
like influencers.
He's a Tiger King. They call him the Tiger King in fucking New
What?
Zealand. Yeah, he works with the tigers at the zoo.
Are you a kitty cat?
I might be. Explains his tattoos. I was like,
Purr.
It's like kitty cat. Brr. Brr. No, I was like, if I was a cat, I was like the lazy fucking Mufasa or something. I was like laying on my back, like just ready to come and then come eat my ass, and that's what happened. So anyways,
the flight home. Gotta touch on that.
Oh no!
Thank you, Delta.
This will be.
So Bobby's on American, which
most people would giggle, except for you when you meet an American flight attendant. You're like, I love American. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking punch him in the throat.
I love American. I haven't flown them in 7 years.
Yeah, I'm like, when was the last
really
time you're like literally made fun of me because I flew
But
American?
actually, they were great.
They're actually not bad.
Like, it was great. I was in the first
good.
class.
They're not the best. They're not the worst.
Wait.
They're kind of consistently normal.
When did I fly to Europe on them? And they were great. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. They have a lot more room than Delta.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm on Delta, and I get 9 hours delay.
Yeah. Oh.
And you got off. You took off on time. Or like a short delay, like 40 minutes.
It was like not even that bad.
I'm like, do I even have a plane coming? I asked the lady at the help desk. I was like, does Delta have a plane for this flight?
Because your plane wasn't
and she
there.
looked at me. She's like, it's taken off from Boston, but I can't see when it's landing. I'm like, so you know it took off, but you don't know where it is.
Huh.
That sounds like 9/11. Or like, I don't understand.
Or 9/11, or what's that movie? There's a show. Movie.
That
It's
movie
on
that
Netflix.
lost, like Manifest.
Sorta,
Manifest.
Manifest.
Which Matt loved, actually.
Actually, it was okay, but the acting was so fucking bad.
And
Sorry.
that's why I can't watch things like that.
When you're like, oh no, I'm like, no, this
If
is
it's
not
not
acting.
Soprano
I better
level,
believe you.
Yeah, like no.
Like if I don't believe you, honey, I can't watch you. I can't. So anyway, he's delayed. He finally gets home at like midnight or 1 o'clock and has to go to work. And so that New York was in a nutshell. Did you enjoy New York better this time?
What I realized about going to New York is it's all about what you do and where you go.
And committing.
Committing
to the character.
And just like going with the flow. Yeah. You're like,
you
we're going to do
go,
this.
Like, we're going to be hot.
Work,
we're going to be sweaty.
Yeah. We're going to Brooklyn. We're not sure when we'll get there because we don't know when we don't even know where it's leaving from. We like followed a map. But we're going to get there, and then it'll be fun, and then we'll do this, and then we'll go to the brewery, then we'll go. We just moved around. Like, Dumbo was unplanned,
No,
but we just
Dumbo
walked.
was
We were
totally,
like, let's just walk there.
We took a fucking taxi, bitch.
I remember that now.
No, we walked we did get out early
to time out, didn't we?
Yeah, we got out early. We were sitting in a fucking line of people trying to turn right for I think about 45 minutes.
I know.
Because we were like, it's going to take about a 40-minute ride, so we just can relax. I'm like, 40 minutes?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And then it's like
10 minutes in, we're like 0.7 from the fucking venue, and we're stopped. And I'm like, but there's a sidewalk, and I'm like, well, and he's like, let's walk. I'm like, okay, fine.
I had to walk.
Okay. And actually, we got 14,000 steps that day.
I know.
So,
I had 19.
Well, obviously, you probably...
I have shorter legs, so I have to move more more steps.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that why?
That's
creepy.
I take short steps, though, I feel like, for a tall. Because I'm scared I'm going to, step into, a hole, or, I can't...
Or after New Orleans, we're worried you're going to fall.
Literally, I did it again in New York.
You did?
I
like, oh! I was like,
I always
are you
fall.
okay?
Imagine me 40 pounds heavier, though. And at that point, I was...
can't.
Listen, it's so weird.
That's weird.
When I went to New Orleans, I thought it was so hot, and I was only 50. It did feel hot.
You were how hot? 15?
I felt hot. I know I was hot still in regards
right.
to
I know what
everybody
you
else.
mean, but you're
but
on your
for me
journey.
in my own journey, yeah. I was like, I'm fucking it. And then it's like, now I look at that and go, ew. It's just how it works, honey. Just keep working on your body. Keep getting the shot, honey. Get the shot.
The shot.
I'm an
I'm selling. You're an Ozempic.
I am. I'm not ashamed about it at all. In fact, I'm now on the website. Well, I haven't seen it yet, but I have given permission to use my photographs on the website for Jiva because
You've got to get on there.
Because I wanted a free fucking one. I think I get a month of semaglutide for free.
What?
Or something like that. Yeah.
No, that's way too much.
To share my journey.
Are you going to share your journey?
Well, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I do look hot comparatively. Should I show pictures right now on the thing?
Yeah, I want to see.
So it's like Punta Cana, and then now, and Punta Cana, I mean, chubby.
Beyond.
But I thought I was hot. I didn't feel like
feel
that.
hot there. Yeah, you feel
But
hot there.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I guess really everybody just
It's
pretends.
like, are you fat phobic or not? Make up your mind.
I think I am. I think it's official.
I know.
I kind of do feel like I'm a little bit.
You're like
I'm uncomfortable with it.
I wasn't hot then.
But this is where I go into what I'm reading now about.
But you were hot then because I remember guys liking you then.
I had no problems.
Yeah, it was like
I didn't think I had any problems.
Honey, this ain't the Beauty and the Beast.
I know. And then I'm like, well, so now I'm just a little bit of an upgrade for me, for my personal sake. So I'm probably slinging dick.
So you
more.
are fat phobic though.
I mean, after we went to whatever
Cannonball.
I was going to say Circus Hall or something like that.
Well, it felt like a circus.
Cannonball. I was like, I don't know if I can be in this pool anymore with these fats. And it's not because they're. It's just
They're
was
just
very
generally repulsive.
Well, no, and like you're trying to get out of the pool and you're like, oh, sorry, and there's like body hair everywhere, and you're just like,
Oh my God! It really did. It was hard to get out of the pool because all the steps were taken.
We were drinking.
Let's
every
just
time.
put it that way. All the steps were taken.
Right, so like it felt like I was stuck in quicksand
I know,
the whole
like-
time. And I'm like, God, get me out of here!
just
And, I'm
gotta
like,
get out.
and of course, I had the edible hitting, so it was like I was in. We were drinking like crazy. So,
Yeah. Well, we had to.
God, I would love to go back to that now though, because I feel so hot.
You wouldn't be allowed in. They're like, first of all,
honestly, we wouldn't.
You're not a chaser and you're way too hot to be here. So get out.
That's the key thing now, though. Is I'm not a chaser.
You're
I never
not
have
a
been. Never
chaser.
will
You're
be.
not.
I love if you're a bear. I think
You settled in. I think you settled into it.
I settled in. I
Yeah.
know what I am.
Right. You're
I'm
an
not-
otter.
I don't.
You're an otter.
But I don't. I'm kind of getting that way.
You are. I'm sorry, but it reminds me of that tweet where it's like bears are becoming otters, otters are becoming twinks, twinks are
Mozambique?
becoming dolls. Yeah.
I hate this dolls thing, bitch. I am so sick of it.
You don't want to be a doll?
Why do they all say, "Oh, you can't come from for the doll, honey"? And I'm like, girl, like what the fuck?
I know. I don't get it.
What's a doll? You look like a man with a fucking
I'm a
wig.
millennial. I'm like,
Girl, you're a man with a wig. You aren't a doll.
Yeah, you don't even look like. Yeah, you're
With that thick of makeup on, caked on and crusty. No.
I feel like I have seen some dolls though.
I have two, like Plastic Tara, Plastic Tarara.
Terrarium.
So yeah. Anyway,
That's our New
it.
York.
That's
Like
New
New York
York.
was great. Lots of dick.
Lots of if we had to sum it up in
Lots
of dick, and I'm ready to go back again. Mm-hmm. There was more stories.
Pick a weekend, any weekend.
Maybe we'll do like a special. Like one day we'll just like record it and we'll talk about New York again.
I just have to mention this story though because
I just got cut off. Okay,
you're getting cut off, bitch.
she just cut me the fuck off.
We do need to talk about this. Could everything be a kink? Because I realized you could be doing something totally disgusting
Oh my God.
at the Eagle. You could be
Listen.
shitting on the walls and painting with your fingers, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing? You can't do that." And it's like, "It's a kink.
It's me. Are you kink
Don't
shaming?
shame my kink."
Well, you kept saying that all weekend. Like, what? It's my kink. Don't kink shame.
You could be rude to someone. You're like,
Yeah,
it's my kink to be rude. Like,
that was actually a really funny moment because like everything was like literally when I tripped, I was like, "It's my kink." Like, it's like,
sorry, doctor, I broke my femur.
sorry,
It's
my
a kink.
Fix me. It's like,
Oh yeah, like I
Why
like
are you
being-
hard?
I
I'm
like
getting-
getting surgery. Break my
kink.
fucking leg. It's a kink.
they're like, "Why are you hard?" It's like
Because you get a full,
kink.
you get a Foley. They put a catheter in. I love that aspect.
Oh, I love getting what is that called?
A little tube.
penned.
A what? A penned.
What's it called? Sounding.
Oh yeah, I've never tried
Rod.
sounding. Have you ever tried it?
No, but I kind of want to. I think as I
I
get
do
older,
too.
I'm going
I do
to.
too.
Once I get older, I'll need to stretch that urethra. Actually, I probably should
Trust
just stretch it out
me.
because I feel like I'm so pee shy. If it was open more, it was a bigger hole,
I think actually what you just made me feel is
a little horny inside.
no sad. It's like
Because we're getting to the point where we're going to start sounding just to have
no,
fun.
because I think as you get older, it's like you need more and more and more and more just to make it interesting.
What's weird is like it's
and
like,
I look back, I'm like, it was so simple. As soon as I saw a dick, I would be hard when I was younger. I would be like, look at that cock, and then I would be hard immediately, and I would go, oh, I can just make out with this guy, and that's it. Come, like instantly, he could touch me, and I'd be like, done.
I mean,
That is what we need.
you are like a little wet whistle.
You are, this is a separate topic.
You're a wet whistle, honey.
I know.
And I'm trying to say this naturally, and I can't say it naturally.
I know. You just turned to me. You're like, you're a wet whistle. I was like,
I was trying to
you're
really
autistic.
start acting, and I'm
I
like,
was like,
well, you're wet as a whistle.
no, I'm like,
And you're not, you're like, yeah, you're supposed to like go into him like, yeah, yeah, when I see a guy, I get really wet. And then I was going to say, you would be a girl with a lot of discharge in your panties.
I know. Okay, but
And you
that's a
would.
fact. Like, in terms of panty
You
stains.
know that girl? You know that girl?
First of all,
Snail
I have a
trails.
question about snail trails. I just
I think
wonder.
we've asked this before.
Like, no, but actually, this is a different question. I want to know how easy is it to get wet, or like how not even easy. Like, does it happen a lot?
It does.
Because
It does.
I'm worried. I
And
think
it's not
I
like-
would be soaked. I would
It's
not be able
not-
to. I'd have to wear jeans, or like I could not.
And the discharge is a little more.
Oh, snaily.
Yeah.
It's more
Yeah.
mucusy.
There's mucus and it dries weird. There's just I've
So
seen
it's
some
literally
panties in my
it's
day.
pre-cum. It's just pre-cum.
Literally, they're just coming. They're when
Because
they
I
say I'm
pre-cum
wet,
and
they're not
stain all the
joking,
time.
bitch. When they say they're wet, they are not joking.
Splish splash.
Like splish splash. Some, but that's you.
Do you know what I remember? The guy at the end of my hallway in my dorm when I was in school, because it was a single sex dorm, and he had a girlfriend who he would get wet, and he told me he was like so easy to get wet. One time I was standing in the room, and it was like a Friday night, and people were drinking, and like those two were on the bed on the bottom bunk, and he like leaned back with her, and he's like, "Hey, look at this," and he like showed me she was a little wet there.
Oh fuck!
And then he was like rubbing her and kissing her.
This is like
he goes, I can get her more wet, and he starts making out with her and rubbing
you consenting
her.
at this point, or was this kind of?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
What do you mean? No,
I don't know, because he feels a little
rapey.
Yeah, it does. I'm sorry.
No,
he's like,
no.
look, and you're like, okay.
No, she didn't care either. She was like really like that, but then she tried to commit suicide. About
Weird. That's
like,
kind of why I was asking. Okay.
3 months after that, actually.
Well, she's a Catholic girl getting her fucking pussy all wet from some guy that's never going to talk to her again, who's from Illinois.
Connecticut.
Ooh, is there a lot of Connecticut?
You wouldn't have believed it. And they all come from these all boys schools, and then they come there, and you're like, all boy dorm.
And they're like, yeah.
It's so fucking hot.
Because they're like
so
used to being naked
hot.
and jerking off in front of each other. Yeah.
They showed me videos. That guy who got her wet showed me a video of him like jerking off in his bedroom at his old school. Wow. Let's imagine that.
Imagine it. Imagine being. I can only imagine. Okay. I also want to say a little PSA for some people. And this is not out to anybody in particular, but after our trip to New York, we realized that we are
He's coming for me. You can't come for the dolls.
Some men in our lives don't understand that they literally make us hard without even doing anything and just using our imaginations. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to say to those people, we know what you're up to, and we're not going to put up with it for much longer. That's what I want to say about that.
Oh my fucking God. I love that.
There's a couple of you, honestly. So
I love
There's a few of you out there on this list right now that, honey.
It's not going to be long. I don't think there's much time left. I'm not kidding. I think you're advancing at a rate where it's going to be in a couple months. It's like, okay, that's it. I'm bored.
I'm
the
ready
summer's
for that.
over.
I'm ready for that.
It's the fall. It's a new season. I'm turning a new leaf. I'm losing a new leaf.
I've lost the leaf.
Now, I tried to tell this story to Matt last night, and we both could not stop laughing. So I want you to imagine this. We're in our hotel, the Virgin Hotel.
Oh, this is back
and we go to the pool one day. Now, we weren't about to pay $100 for a chair. First of all, it was 1:30, and the session was 12:30 to 4:30. So you're paying $100 for 4 hours. And we were late. So like I wasn't paying for a chair. He wasn't. So we decided we're going to do this cheap ass Ohio thing where you take all your shit off and put it on the edge of the pool, right at the edge of the pool, then climb in by yourself so you can just sit in the water and bob by your stuff on the edge. I look over at Bobby. We're in a corner. He's bouncing up and down, making waves like a tidal pool. This pool's
honey,
not that big.
This joke is going to be going
It's a tidal pool.
Oh, honey.
So I look over. All our shit's wet. The towels are wet. So I have to climb back out like this, all dainty. I'm in a fucking Speedo.
I have pictures. I'll put a picture up.
And I have to walk my ass in there with a like. I'm like, do I need shoes? Do I need shoes? Do I need shoes? Oh, do I need a shirt? Is it okay without a shirt in here? Because it's like a bar area, but it's indoor outdoor. So I get new towels. Okay, and I get us drinks. I come back out. We're floating. Meanwhile, these hot guys who we'd seen inside came out and decided they
Prince
bought.
Harry.
Trust me, they bought chairs. They didn't give a fuck. They bought chairs. Prince Harry bought chairs.
Yeah, for sure.
So him and his crew. They're looking at us. We're looking at them.
We're looking at them probably differently.
More us looking at them.
We're looking at their crotches. They're looking at our eyes.
I mean, there was a big fat.
But also,
bulge.
it's not fair that we're down lower.
No,
And
we had to look at their.
on.
We had to, and we were looking at the dragon being taken off the Empire
That's what
State
we were
Building.
pretending,
So we were like
honestly.
looking up. We're like, oh, they're taking the dragon down. And that guy's like, I really wanted to watch that. I wondered how they got that up.
And the way he's sitting in the chair, his balls are shaking
It's
when he
like-
says that.
As he like, and he's turned around looking so we can look right
at it.
So, anyways, Bobby turns to me at some point and is like, God, I just need to make sure they don't see my toe cap. Now, at this point, I don't even know.
girl,
I have no idea what a fucking toe cap is. So I'm playing along because I'm like, yeah, toe cap. What's that? I'm trying to imagine. He's like, it's something that goes over your toe. Like it's rubber. It's plastic. And so I'm imagining like the hot dog fingers from Everything Everywhere All at Once, like little hot dog hands. And then he's like, I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't want them to see my toe cap. And I turn my head. the toe cap is floating in the water in between us. And I said, you mean that thing right there? Because I was still trying to imagine what it looked like. So I'm like, you mean that thing? Is that a toe cap? And you're like, oh my God. You were like, oh my God, I'd never seen you move so quick.
Oh my God.
You changed your body position. You were like, you grabbed it.
That was horrifying.
I don't want them to see my toe
Now,
cap.
to be fair, I have runner toe for some reason.
Which I didn't even know about. I was like, what are you talking
It's
about?
basically like, I don't know. Something
I thought you
happened
tore
where-
your nail out at some point, and that's why it just never grew back. You're like,
No.
it's not growing back.
No. It literally, I was walking in New York the last time I was there, and I think I was walking to her and I was wearing my Nikes. My Nikes. I walk a lot now. I walk a lot.
You really do, though.
I actually been
no,
walking
it's great.
a lot.
You're gonna.
I actually kinda
the
like it.
more, It's awesome.
It makes my legs
Walking
look really
Why do you
hot.
think I go on a walk every day? You have to go out in nature. You're an animal.
Yeah, we're animals.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
ooga, ooga, ooga. Oh, honey.
You're like the seals, more like the elephant seals at Cannonball.
That's right.
Climbing onto the beach. Let me off these steps.
Oh, God. It's a disaster. And when you were heavier.
So you got runner's toe by walking around New York?
Yeah, basically. And so now I have to wear a fucking toe cap because I'm embarrassed about it because now it's like not.
It does look
yeah,
pretty bad.
It's really pretty bad.
He showed me in the elevator or something. I was like, what?
It's really
It's
not
weird.
cute.
It's weird.
It's weird. I don't know what's happening. It's not like, I don't know if it's pulled underneath. Like, am I going to have to like.
Remove the nail or cut it really low and let it grow fresh.
I'm not cutting it really low. It's gross.
Well, just cut it low enough that it doesn't hit the tip of your shoe and cause the runner's nail, right? If you just have a short nail, does it not happen?
Short nail. I did actually cut it short, but I was like trying to.
Does that help?
But
Like,
no, but here's the thing.
It
with,
stayed black.
It stayed black and it's lower. It's lower. I almost think that the nail's just growing over like a pool of blood. So now I have to wear a fucking goddamn skin-toned toe cap.
It's like, I thought it was a fucking hot dog floating between or a Vienna sausage. It's the color of a Vienna sausage. You're like, yuck.
Little
like,
pale,
yuck.
little
pale.
skin-like.
And it I mean, just get the nail removed if you're going to have to wear that all the time.
I know, because
Like,
I gotta
just
go
if you get the nail removed.
like,
Oh,
I gotta get a fake nail.
baby.
I gotta get a fake nail.
Because if you're at Spartacus, you can't be wearing a toe cap. We're walking around the bathhouse. I mean, that's a nice bathhouse. They don't want to find a toe cap floating around in the corner by the
And
drain.
I'm not gonna have a black toenail.
No, oh hell
Toenail.
no. Can you just paint them all black?
I could.
But like, I mean, go get a pedicure. Like, not home. I saw the last time you did the home job. I'm not trying to throw shade, but the last time he's like, I painted my nails black. I was like, yeah, you did. I can tell you did, not someone
for
Asian,
fuck's
for example.
sakes,
You need to go get a pedicure.
honey.
Actually, my last pedicure,
I do need a pedicure, but I'm
the
so
Vietnamese
they
woman
make me
gave me an
tickle.
entire travel itinerary for Vietnam. I loved it. I
I
was
thought
like,
it was for your feet.
I was like, so wait, you just went
like, you
back?
stopped
She's
and
like,
put-
yeah, 2 months ago. She's like, you need to go in like 3 months. I'll tell you where to go. She's like, Central. She's like, then go north, then go south. I was like, I love this. She's like, this short plane rides, like 40 minutes each. Yeah.
So you learned something new.
Oh yeah. Get a pedicure. That's my
Get a pedicure,
PSA.
but not one
Get
from
a
at home.
pedicure.
So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to paint my
Get
toenail.
pedicure. You're like, get pedicure.
I guess I'm gonna have to paint my nails black for PV. So I also have like a really good example of something we've talked about before.
Go ahead.
Let me see if this is it. Okay, this right here, we've talked about shift change. What is it called? Shift changes or shape shifting or what is it called? When
I
you,
don't know.
When you like have to conform to something and then you like, so you have to pretend like you're something you're not.
Code switching.
Code switching. Thank
Shape
you.
shifting. Okay.
Thank you. I enjoyed our Zoom call, and I love your jacket. The sparkles are amazing. I wanted to find out who made it later.
But I think the most important thing is they need access to therapy, counseling, mentorship, and other community-based programs.
I can't. So she has been playing us the whole time.
Oh, the whole
Like, we watched that show where, like, she really is a dumb blonde. Like,
and she's like literally so
Look,
fucking
Nicole.
smart. So smart. This is the kind of thing people want to make fun of that bitch, but guess what?
she was smart.
She made her own money. She didn't even need her dad's money.
She
She didn't even need it.
She didn't need it. She could have
Well,
lived in
did
a
to
hotel room
start.
her whole life.
She had to start.
She left the goddamn hotel room and said, I'm going to make it. And now look at, she's
now
in the
look at
halls
her.
of Congress.
Now she's like, I mean, that's hot. But I want to talk about when I'm like,
therapy services.
yeah, it's
This
like,
bitch. This looking bitch. I have a topic for you that's kind of interesting. I have been watching a lot of Twitter.com type things.
okay, like porno.
Maybe public things. And I think you like that too. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Public, like, okay, so you just listen to this. No scrolling, listen. You need to hear this.
I'm
So I
listening.
need to understand how you feel.
Okay.
I said, should we allow public sex? Like, would kids get used to it just like seeing animals fuck in front of them? Would that then ruin the public sex kink? Do people like it because it's bad?
Yes.
I think. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think what I like about it is like the risk. You're
Right.
gonna get caught. What if there's no fucking risk? Would we still want to do it?
Why do you think people are
We wouldn't do
religious?
it. We'd be like,
they want to
let's-
feel thrills. They're like, oh God, you're gonna fuck me before God. It's
Oh
like,
Jesus Christ!
and it's like you're just looking for a thrill, honey.
Yeah.
That's all they're looking
Okay.
for. So it's kind of the same thing. I feel like nudity is really not a big
Yeah,
deal, and
it's
it really
right.
kind of bothers me that like we make it such a bad
Yeah.
thing when in reality, right? I
not
just
that
think it's
it's-
weird though when people are like, "Oh my God, this is their nude." It's like,
Yeah.
we're all nude. Like
This is you're actually going European here because
Yeah.
this is the problem with our movies. We show violence and we're afraid of nudity and sex.
Right. We'll show a
in
head
Europe,
beheading.
they have full sex scenes in movies for like 13-year-old, like PG-13, and they're just like, okay, adults have sex. That's life.
Hi.
That's how it is.
Why do we want to pretend like we're so
Like, why don't we want to teach our kids how to handle the intricacies of that and what it causes and how sex might be complicated? If you see it in a movie, you're like, oh, like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I'm not trying to say like you have to take your kids or a 10-year-old there. I'm just saying.
But why are we so
we
shameful?
show bombs going off.
But are we
people being blown
shameful?
up, and we're not shameful of that.
Wait, are we Yeah.
Like we're like
That's
war,
fucked
yeah,
up.
war's great, war's awesome. Let's kill people, our enemies. And then
I'm
like,
going really-
there's a sex scene in there. We can't show the kids this. It's like, okay, so you're never gonna learn about sex ever. It doesn't exist. It's scary. It has to be hidden.
If sex
Nudity
wasn't
has to
risky
be
though,
hidden.
would people have sex? That's like what I was thinking as a high person.
Like
imagine it not
mean-
being because there's a thrill in sex, regardless. Even if you fuck the same person, there's always like a thrill, like, ooh, I'm having sex. Like it's like
Right.
one of those things. Like,
Ew, I'm having
ooh, I'm having sex.
I wish you would say that out loud too in the middle.
Ooh, I'm having sex.
I'm at the Eagle. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm having sex.
You did wave at me.
I was
as
literally
you're
like,
passing
I was
in.
like,
and I did a peace sign and said bye.
well, I wanted to make sure you saw me because I was worried because I hadn't seen you in a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when we were. I had been in that corner for a while.
You had been
Girl, I had the whole room.
You had the whole room jerking off to you.
I really did. It was amazing. Anyway, nudity. Like, would there be any risk in sex?
Yeah, like if it wasn't
risque.
not, it's almost like taboo
wasn't
in
risque.
religions. It's like, yeah, risk gay.
Risque is a word.
Right, I know. I said risk gay.
I know. Okay, bitch.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. If
I think
sex would
evolutionarily we need sex though. Like remember that part.
But that's what I'm saying. It's
Oh, okay.
part of the culture. Like it's been created for us to feel shameful about it,
even though
so
it's
that
like
we do
a basic
it.
need. It's a basic need.
It is. You
and
have to
basic
release.
right. I mean, we evolved to like want to do this because we knew. Well, we
We
didn't
had
know
to.
if we didn't do it, we wouldn't be. Yeah.
What if it wasn't pleasurable
then that
at
is a
first, and
question
we
of-
evolved and it became pleasurable because we were like, God, we have to do this, but what's weird? Like
It probably has evolved to get more and more pleasurable. I think.
maybe.
So it makes us keep doing it.
Wow.
They're like, it's got to be fine tuned a little bit better. It's got to be fine tuned to make them want more, more, more.
like,
more.
yeah. I mean,
I think it does keep getting better, probably.
we're not in our prime, obviously.
Now people have forgotten
last?
it because I think this is the point of tantra and tantric sex and all that.
Yeah.
Like reconnecting. Yeah, I think you need to do it and reconnect with your sexual power.
Maybe I do.
Yeah,
Actually, that's part of the book I'm reading. It's like
and it's
shameful.
a release. You like cry. You'll probably cry.
I will. It's all. I almost cried during.
Yeah, I know it's not good. I know Sabrine's like, let's go see Inside Out too. I'm like, why?
No, I
Wash
can't.
me away on the
By
river
myself.
of tears.
Yeah, it's like so.
I had to do it by
depressing.
myself. I have a question after that disastrous debate that we saw Thursday.
Oh no.
We all know poor. It makes you feel
mean,
bad. He's demented.
I'm gonna play some clips here.
Yeah, it's dementia
It's-
or something. I don't know if it's 81. I don't know if it's.
I think it might be a little bit of everything. We've lived it. We rode hard and put up wet. So at this point, it's like
it's been too long.
he's like,
honey.
it's basically like me when I hit my edibles.
I know.
It's like he was full fledged.
There were times where he's just like,
he's like, and sometimes when the Kosovo and
and then Trump. I'm
and
not saying Trump was good. He didn't even make
Medicaid.
sense. Trump. Yeah, we
had
beat
one
Medicare.
guy who could speak and was lying. We had another guy who was telling the truth, but you couldn't understand a goddamn
I
word.
was like, I turned it off after like
so bad.
15, 20 minutes. I was like, I'm playing Elden Ring. Like I really
when he
really
had
did.
that little stroke, he was like,
Yeah, you were like, oh, he just did it.
I was like,
and I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look, I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way, and I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. I think I'm in very good shape. I feel that I'm as in good a shape as I was 25, 30 years ago. Actually, I'm probably a little bit lighter, but I'm in as good a shape as I was years ago. I feel very good.
Just take a look at what he says he is, and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf with you if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie that he's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah. You swing. I know you swing.
Let's
not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to turn.
Let's not act like children.
My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
President Trump?
First of all, that was a made-up quote, suckers and losers. They made it up. It was in a third-rate magazine that's failing, like many of these magazines.
Oh, no. It's like
what if he had died on camera in front of us?
Honestly,
I would be very
Trump's
sad. Like, so do I win?
I mean,
I'm just wondering when the assassination is coming, or you know what I mean?
Something is not right.
I feel like it's happening, but like
I feel like we're about to have a whole entire.
I think something bad's about to happen.
I actually really do too. I think it might be the weed for me.
No, the Supreme Court just legalized accepting prizes and bribes after you do something that a lobbyist wanted you to do. So just not before.
And they pushed his
if they're like,
case, too.
hey, if you pass this law, we'll pay $200 million. We can't pay you till after you pass it, though. And then the Supreme Court's like, yeah, that's allowed. That's fine. Presidents are immune. Like, this is what I want to know. So if they just gave Trump immunity, they're like partial immunity. It's like, no, you mean all of it. Anything that's an official act is you are immune from prosecution when you're the president. So I want to know when Biden is just going to pack the Supreme Court and get all these rulings overturned. I want to know when he's going to put Roe back into law. I want to know when he's just going to sign laws that weren't even passed by Congress, because apparently the presidents can do whatever they want and they have immunity after they leave.
Right. So it's very interesting.
So just do what you want.
So what is the rules?
Because Trump just had a coup, but everything didn't go his way. If he had the military with him or a few generals, he just needed another general, and he could have whipped that crowd, and then the troops could have come in, taken Congress, arrested all the Democrats. I'm just saying, like, there's ways that it could easily, but he's immune from anything that happened. It wasn't him, he was president. It was an official act then. But I just want to say, like, Republicans are full in support of that. They're like, yeah, he should have done that. And then the Democrats are like, oh, poor Grandpa Joe, he can't talk or walk, but we're gonna trot him out there. He can't do anything about that. He can't do anything about that.
Way.
Yeah.
I actually said to myself, like, it might be time to look at the third parties.
Yeah, no, exact. I felt that way.
I'm not even kidding.
I'm doing Jill Stein. I'm done. I think I'm done. I don't know yet. I have to read some more, but I think I'm
honestly,
leaning her.
if it comes down to it, like, I'm not. I feel
there's no point, especially in Ohio. Like, you're not voting for if Trump's would win.
I don't know.
Ohio.
We are pretty swingy.
Not since Trump. It's gotten way worse. Like, Obama was the last guy to carry a Democrat. And then statewide party offices, too, have been going Republican. The governor,
but I feel like
attorney
that's
general.
Gerrymandering.
It is. Well, not the statewide, because
I thought the states had, like, really terrible lines.
No, those are the districts for the House, yes. And even the state House and state Senate. But, like, the statewide offices, like governor, it doesn't matter who votes where. Okay. Because it's the whole state or the senator.
I got you. So, I have another video.
But this is my question after watching that debate. And this was a real question. Like, I'm not even trying to be...
You're not trying to be funny.
Conspiratorial or crazy. I was like, I'm wondering why Biden's still in the race after that. So I'm like, is it Biden's ego? Like, he feels like, I'm president, I have to be president. That makes him want to stay? Or is he even deciding? Like, did the machine put him out and say, the algorithm has told us this is what we need to win? Or is this all on purpose so Trump wins and the rulers can have their real fun? The capitalists.
Or is it just so that they can eventually make money on something somehow from us and keep us poor?
They're the exact. I think Democrats and Republicans are the same. You just get a little more personal privilege with the Democrats. They're like, yeah, we'll let you do this, and you can have an abortion and gay marriage, and you can have these little things. Honestly, like they work for the same people. The lobbyists pay them the same. And look at the options that we were presented on Thursday. I mean, that was fucked up.
That's where I felt
my feeling was I was embarrassed. I was like, if a European tourist is in the States right now and it's on in the bar, how would I turn to them and be like, yeah, like that's who we've got.
This is the best damn country in the world.
Best country in the world. I mean, we're the most free.
We have a bunch of
we have a
bunch of con men.
Do you know why they're there? He's a convicted felon. This guy can't
even speak anymore.
Why didn't Bernie get it in 2020? Because Obama called a bunch of people and they blocked Bernie again in 2020. Why didn't Bernie get 2016? The superdelegates, they chose Hillary. The superdelegates,
they don't want it to go where the people want
in
it
power.
to go.
Right. They don't want to. They just want to be
either
the
this
Democrats
way or this
are
way,
like,
but there's another way that we could be.
The Democrats want to just be a little bit in opposition to the Republicans. The Republicans are in opposition. Like they're like, look, they're anti-gun.
But
look, they're anti-abortion. Look, they're this.
I'm imagining like two crowds, and then I imagine this other party that would be way down here, like away from these dumbass idiots.
Right.
Like you have down here is like, okay, let's actually the people who are actually like using their brains and understanding, fucking
just actually having discussions, honest,
doing
truthful
real
ones.
governing, not like money laundering.
But it's so American that the choices they give us are just made up for everywhere else in the world. Like the rest of the world does not talk about guns. They don't even debate it. The political parties in the countries do not talk about it.
There was 10 people shot in Columbus.
Abortion. The other parties in the rest of the world do not talk about abortion. It's like you have that right in all developed nations.
Why?
So it's like we don't even have to talk about it. We're just not going to bring it up. It's not part of the debate. We're going to actually do policy decisions, small, minute things, little things.
Yep.
We can actually focus on those because we're not just arguing about the dumb shit that Republicans versus Democrats argue about. But it's because that's what they've given us to talk about.
And
they framed it this way.
Right.
We fight against each other.
It's really, there is
extreme, and there's nothing for us in the middle. There's nothing else.
No, we'll never.
I don't even want the middle. I do want separate.
What's fucked up, though?
I don't want the middle.
Here's the thing that's fucked up. Most of us think the same way.
Yeah.
We just have to lean a certain way based on, oh, well, I don't want to be murdered for being gay, or I want to be able to own my guns.
Well, I want to have guns. I don't want them to take them away. I want to protect myself.
And I'm like, I want to suck dick. And so, you know, it's similar in the sense that, like,
no, we have the same concerns.
We have the same concerns in the middle.
Shelter, food.
Listen, all we want to do is live life, and everybody shut the fuck up. We could have so much more fun.
We need a third party.
We could have so much fun if everyone just shut the fuck up.
I like that.
It's true.
And if people said my mantra, I don't give a fuck.
And that's on God, period.
I love that.
I do too. I love it for you.
So basically, I decided, though, that
So to answer the
Democrats want to lose this because they can fundraise the hell off Trump. Remember what happened in 2018 and then 2020? They loved it. They were like,
which again,
we'll put Trump back in power.
It's a business conglomerate.
Yeah.
And actually, what really happens is nothing. Because nothing can get done.
Nothing's done.
Nothing can get done.
They're like, they've been talking about illegals and immigration for like my whole fucking lifetime.
What are they even doing?
My whole
right
lifetime.
now?
They've done nothing. They haven't passed laws.
They just
haven't
sit there and pretend like they're working.
The illegals are coming. And it's like, well, what are you doing about it?
Right, like how about there's a whole package
you guys
that
pass
actually
a
makes
law?
sense.
Can you guys
That's
pass a law?
bipartisan,
Yeah.
because Trump told you not to. You're
They
not.
didn't vote for
That's
it.
fucked up.
Right.
Period.
Now, I have another thought. If you don't, you have one probably. Go through yours.
I just want to talk about the. I don't know why I wrote this down, but I think I said it. I have a genetically thin face.
You. What the fuck?
I have no idea. I wrote it down.
What'd you say? Say it again.
I have a genetically thin face.
What?
I don't know. I think I was talking to somebody.
Honestly, I do kind of agree.
Like I have a genetically thin face.
I have a genetically thin face. What? You do have. I get what you mean, though. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, and it's like true. Like some people are just a little extra puffy.
No, people do have. I have a genetically.
Also,
we really are fat phobic.
Oh no, we're gonna get canceled.
No, we're not. I
did put some things up, but I'm.
Can you
2012
put the mic again and start it over?
Okay, so I just
2012. Okay.
5 and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds. Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, that's what you're. Anyway, just take a look at what he says.
And then look, this is him before.
Here's the framework. Let's work together to fill in the details. That's exactly. That's how you get things done. You work with Congress. Look, let me say it this way.
That's coming from the Republican Congress working bipartisanly.
Mitt Romney.
7% rating.
I mean, it's so.
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds. Or 235 pounds.
It's so bad. They're like halfway through, his staff was like, he has a cold. I'm like, it's too little too late. I want to say something. Like, his staff and family knew this was going to happen, right? This is the part where I'm like,
Jill. She's at she's speaking at every event now.
It's like, they see him day in, day out. They know what he looks like. Why did they think that, this is a good idea? We'll send him out. Actually, this is why I think it's a scam. They knew he would look like that.
Strategically, this is not good.
But
then do they want us to then be like, get rid of him? And then so that they can then place somebody that's going to be worse for us that we don't realize, and we're the stupid ones that are going to be like,
we'll lose.
It's crazy.
It's going to be, because it would have to be Kamala. You know how they feel about Kamala.
I'm sorry. I'm done with her. I'm not sure I'm a fan of her.
Stupid fucking laugh. She's a cop. Like, send her back to California.
I mean, she just doesn't really do anything for me. I'm like, okay, what are you doing? Like, I think it was great at the time. Again, there's a lot of talk.
Great?
A lot of talk, honey.
They needed the blacks, so they put Kamala in.
And the women.
And they want women. Yeah, a black woman.
Lesbians.
First time ever as vice president, so that was a big deal. It was like, hey, we can do this for you if you vote all for us. And I think Biden needed South Carolina, which is the first state he won, and then that's what brought him back. And
we've got to, like, honestly, maybe we should have.
It's all trash.
Are we going to have a coup
We should have
ourselves?
had Bernie in 2016. I stand by that.
I wish we could.
He could have beat Trump.
Can we just
Look how
separate
he talks.
from the union?
He's so crazy.
Can we go to a state that wants to separate from the union?
Well, that might be what's coming, because the South is done. The South is done.
Bye. Go away.
Civil War II?
No, make
not
your own.
Even like civil goodbye.
Go.
Civil goodbye.
I don't need you. We don't need your shitty shit down there. Okay, Atlanta Hartsfield. We won't have that anymore.
Can
okay.
Atlanta like stay connected by a string and come up with us?
No, they can't.
I don't need Atlanta.
No, we don't
I'm
need
going to be
Atlanta.
honest.
People in Atlanta can come to me.
I haven't even been there. I've only been through.
If the South secedes, I need my Southern people to know that they can come to Columbus and we can make it the new Atlanta. Hot Columbus.
Hot Columbus 97.9.
6-1 horrors.
Okay, I like that. That's fun.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
This goddamn notes app, it doesn't work every time.
About my skinny face.
No, we got to focus on this for a second.
Okay.
I don't know if this is the episode to bring this up after all these semi-fat phobic things or fake fat phobic. But I wrote, isn't it crazy that unattractive people have sex?
Whoa, girl, fuck.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean, right?
And I'm just saying this.
And I thought of this because when they showed that cop lady, like that guard or prison guard getting fucked, like in the room, and she had her wedding ring on her badge and everything.
Listen.
And she looked at the camera. But like, then they showed that other like skinny, tiny little cop that got fucked in like a pornos, and she got in trouble. She looked like a little mouse. And I thought, I saw her and I was like, people wanted to fuck her. Like, there's people who like really wanted to fuck her. And I'm not trying to focus on like looks, but
it's
I'm
not
just
about looks. But when somebody is looks, because that's what they're trying to serve, they're not serving personality. It's all fake tits and whatever.
Exactly.
So like we can't be like, she's trying to just be nice. It's like no,
she
knows what she's doing.
She's doing this to seduce you. But
it's not cute.
But like, have you ever seen couples where you're like, oh, the kids, like the kids are not gonna be good.
God.
Like and then they come out beautiful sometimes.
Sometimes.
But
I don't know. It's just
there's a lot of trolls and there's a lot of
people are so gross.
You were online. I mean, you were online on the sex apps in New York City. Like you saw things that you couldn't believe.
There are many of things.
So that's what I'm saying is, but there are still.
There was a fart party. They wanted, and this guy wanted to fart on me, or he goes.
I wanted you to fart on him.
I go, do you want me to sit in your face and fart? And he's like, oh, that'd be fucking hot. I'm like, oh.
It's just imagine an apartment full of that with the windows shut.
But again,
no airflow.
We don't kink shame here. It could be their kink.
I just heard a fart sound. Did you?
No, I didn't fart.
It's not my kink, so don't start.
I didn't fart. I don't even. Yeah, I don't even eat, so I can't fart. I don't
Literally, it's so true.
So true.
Okay, so yeah, that's just a fun topic. But I want you to explain the difference between.
No, wait. I want to. I don't know if we really accomplished what we were supposed to with that topic.
So unattractive people having sex. What worries me?
So. I'm just gonna say, I think beauty's in the beholder. Let's just say that.
In the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. So sometimes your eyes only go a certain like level up, and so everyone has their level that they go to.
So when you're two, you think a 3 or 4 is amazing.
It's hotter than hell.
But when you're an 8, when you look at that and you're like, that's a 4 and a 2.
Yeah, like that's not. So it's like, but everybody in their own right is hot.
Right.
Like you're either hot to like
The rating system is false. It's
actually
it's
weird.
not reality.
When you think about it,
and I honestly think it loops around because there's some guys who are famous. Like some of these actors look like rats. Have you seen this new trend? They call it the rat.
Yeah, that's what.
It's like, okay, so they're very, very hot. So I think the 10 and 0 are right next to each other like a circle.
Now, what I am struggling with though is that
and sometimes you coordinate with people across the wheel. I like this analogy.
Yeah, it's kind of good.
The color wheel.
The color wheel of life.
Like zeros could be with what would be over there 5, and you're like, yeah, they're perfect.
Yeah, so a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just slide up as that goes. So then if you're a 1, a 6 is your top. If you're a 2, a 7's your top. And it teeter-totter. It's the sliding scale.
And it could be a bottom too. We're just saying like.
Well, and honestly, we could be 3s, and we won't care. We don't know it.
No, because across the circle is something better.
You never know.
But sometimes lower.
Sometimes you have a 1 with a really pretty wiener, but you can't look at their face.
The eagle.
It's called put on blindfolds. I mean, I don't make it kinky. Yeah. Don't kink shame.
Put on that pup mask, honey.
Put on yeah. And that's what pups are for. And that's what pups are for. And I realized that.
I really am worried that
Here's the problem with a pup. Okay, I love you guys.
Love the fun.
But there's something jacked up with your face if you're a pup. I'm sorry. And I know that's going to be like, oh, you're kink shaming. No, I'm stating fact at this point. I mean, like every hot pup that I see, when they take that mask off, I was like, huh, all right, okay. Okay.
Just thinking back to the last time, yeah, you were.
It looks like you should be living in the South, and so it's kind of like. But this has happened more than once, so I'm not saying all pups
happened more than 5 times. Like
I think it's actually kind of a cool thing, though. Like we were talking about,
I do like it.
You can still be hot when you're not, and you just put a mask on.
I'm hot when I'm not,
but you're still hot-bodied. So,
well, yeah. And remember, you can't have all 4 anyways.
You can't have all 4 anyway.
They probably have a hot dick too,
but they're whole. Oof, you don't want to be near it.
You don't want to be near a puppy hole. Everything's been in the puppy.
Little puppy hole. Yeah.
Puppy hole. It's a puppy hole. A puppy hole hoe.
All right.
So I did have a question though.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a layaway gay and a bucket gay?
Oh my God. When did I say this to you?
I think on Saturday.
So bucket gays and layaway gays. Yeah. Okay.
So bucket gays, we know.
We know what a bucket gay is.
But I mentioned the timing. I said the bucket, you were like, I got to go home because you were going home at 9:30.
It was bad.
You were like, I'm becoming a bucket gay.
Yep.
You were like, we're becoming bucket gays. The bucket gays are the gays who go to AWOL and sit there from like happy hour for like 4 p.m. or whenever it starts.
Have a bucket.
And get a bucket. Each for themselves, and then they get another bucket.
Yeah, second round,
At least 2 rounds, usually 3. But I was saying they go right at like 5:59, right before happy hour ends, are like, and one more bucket.
Yep.
Gotta get that in.
Bucket gays.
People become aggressive at the end of happy hour. They're like, we need some more mimosas.
Wait, us. And I'm like,
yeah, it's like, I'm gonna give it to you. It's been like less than 2 minutes since happy hour ended. Like, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Layaway gays.
But layaway gays, you were saying, are the cheap gays. You have to you're like going to New York. You can't really afford it. You have to you do the trip. You put it aside to pay for it later.
There's a layaway gay. Are we the layaway gays?
Yeah. We're also layaway gays.
Oh my!
We're in credit card debt. Let's admit it.
I got some points.
Open. It's out in the open.
Literally,
now.
Well, yeah, literally, my credit card had 0% interest for anything that I spend from now to December. For the whole year for 0%. So I was like,
are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not.
I should have gotten
I have so much credit on that card. So I was like, cha-ching. I cannot deal with this for a couple months.
Back in December,
wait till
I got
tax time, baby. I'm still an LLC, so I got to find things to buy so I can sell it.
He's scamming the government.
Oh, one more story, though.
Yeah.
Not to go back to New York, but like, we ended up in like a weird jazz hall that we thought that there was gangsters, and it was like literally I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone at this point.
I'll waive the entry fee. Come get a drink. I'll waive the entry fee if you buy a drink.
We just left. We were happy hour.
We were like, well, I mean, we don't really need to get to the Eagle at 8 p.m.
We're the easiest sell. If you want to get us,
we were already looking, and we were like,
there's like a lunch room.
I'm not even fucking kidding. A full like 10-person band
is on the fucking stage.
It was the Stand Something band.
It really was like crazy because you're in a basement.
It was
kind
good.
of. And then you're at the bar, and then all of a sudden this lady's on the end like, hey, why don't you come and fuck me sometime? And you're like, oh, okay.
I'm a flapper.
And then,
like,
then this guy walks in and we're like, that's the boss. Like, that's the mob boss.
But he was sitting, I didn't know.
The way his posture was.
But I didn't think he was going to be a singer.
He goes up
and now
sings,
I look. He was a...
Come fly away.
He sounded like Frank Sinatra. Like, it was really good.
I was like, wait.
Yeah, like, oh.
That I did not expect.
I didn't expect. I thought he was just the boss.
I thought we literally needed to drink one more drink, or he would like,
or he'd be like, "You didn't pay the entry fee, bitch."
Yeah, shiv.
Shiv.
Is that what it's called?
Shiv. Yeah, and then there was like a skinny, wispy boy.
It was a skinny
like
guy
70.
that hadn't been to the Eagle yet.
And
he had a slick ponytail.
The singer tried to get him to come with us, and I was like, "Yeah, come if you want."
I was like, "Oh, we got to go to dinner first."
I said, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm not sure we're going there right now." That's what I said. That was my way of. Did you get the signal?
And I kind of, I was like, when you do that, my cue is I start walking out because then you're like, I gotta go. Sorry, like, oh, my friend, he's nasty. Like, I'm always like I want to play the bad guy. So you're like, sorry, I have to go. He's like drunk.
Oh, I like that.
So
you
I
did
do that.
You did turn around.
I don't know if you ever
because that's
that,
when I was like,
I do that a lot.
I mean, we might not go right now.
When we need to get out of a situation and we're both stalling, we're like, yeah. I'll be like, oh, and I just start walking, and you're like, oh, well, I'm like, sorry.
I love that.
It's a move. It's a power move.
Weird. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Sundries.
Let me see. I had one written down.
I have something else that I posted here, too.
I have one written. All right. I've got 2 sundries. You know how we didn't like the word feral back then? We were like, stop saying feral.
Yeah.
I think the new feral for me is ripe. Stop saying ripe. I had this guy who's like, I'm sitting on my bed with my ripe ball sack, and these are my stinky feet. I'm in bed. My cock is ripe in the morning. He kept typing about how he was ripe first thing in the morning. I'm like, how are you ripe first thing? What did you do? Exercise in bed and you're ripe? He's like, my ripe cock in the morning. I'm like, ripe cock. How is the cock ripe? And why are we saying ripe like fruit? Like, stop saying that. Ripe should be for fruit only.
You're going to die.
Tell me.
Because on Saturday, I was walking around in my white jock, and I think white jocks are hot, and I had little short shorts on, but I was sweating a lot. I was walking, and I started using the word ripe.
What the fuck?
I said to my colleague,
you probably did this while I was thinking it.
It's really kind of weird because I was like, I wanted them. I would like see somebody be like, God, I don't want to put his face in my cock so he can get my ripe cock.
My ripe cock.
For some reason, it kind of turned me on for a second to be like, I think I'm going into a new phase.
Yeah, you are. It's bad.
I am very
little Dom Bobby.
No, it's more like, you want me to be nasty? I'll be nasty for you. Like, guys, like,
it's a kink.
It's a kink, but like,
guys, like,
I kind of like being sweaty now for people because they're like, obsessed with it.
They loved it at the Eagle,
and I'm like, for me,
if I touch your chest and I can't feel the skin because it's liquid and slick, I can't do it.
That can be hot though. Sometimes it depends on the arm. Like,
depends if I'm in bed or not.
Oh. Why don't you come and fuck me?
Why don't you come and fuck me?
That's interesting.
So I don't like ripe. I'm done with ripe. Now apparently you're obsessed with it.
I started.
You're like, I got a ripe cock over here. Anyone want a ripe one? Ripe one, regular
too. Of was like how hot it is to. No, sorry. How hot it is to be like in
the
front
locker
of a
room
hot winter.
Yeah.
Like when I say hot, I mean temperature, and it's like if you're like
I
can imagine
I
being
like
in front
the feel of the heat.
Being in front of
like they've been outside all day and they come in and it's just warm and the balls are loose.
Something like that.
It's like it's hot.
It's something about
That's a hot dick.
But
remember
it's not
our friend Dave said hot dick and it smelled.
But I think hot dick's a little farther
than ripe.
I'm talking like ripe to me is like on the border of like
stinky bad.
Yeah, but it doesn't
bad.
stink yet. But it's like kind of like
bad.
Sweat. Yeah, it's like enough to be like, no. See, I can't do it.
I know. I was like, you can't. I know you can't.
Now,
same. I'm not.
Now, what I do,
but I want a hot dick.
Though,
I want a warm dick.
Is if one of the ones in particular we were discussing, there's a couple on our list. If one of those boys,
I know, yeah.
would we go into their smelly crotches and like it? And that's the question.
Absolutely.
Do straight guys go into smelly pussies? Do they like smell?
Oh yeah, they do.
Like, do some guys like a riper vagina?
They just say blue cheese instead of feta. You know what I mean?
My God,
it's a little moldy, but it's good.
Ew. From under.
From under, please. that cottage cheese.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, blue cheese. Okay.
Okay.
My other sundry.
Okay.
I think there's 2 categories of people in this world, and I'm obviously married to the one that's not in my category. There are people who care about gas points, and there are people who do not care about gas points.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, I don't care. Like, I do not care about the 20. I know, of course. I knew you wouldn't. That's why I typed it, because I was like, I know he's on my category.
Yeah, no, like
I'm not driving down the road to save 20 cents a gallon. My car takes 8 gallons. Do the math.
I mean, it's just kind of
like, why do I need to do that for $1? Like, I can't do it. And people are keeping track of them, and they're like, well, I got to use my Giant Eagle card because I got to get this, and then I can't just get this, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I mean, you do you, but I'm like, why are you so obsessed?
My favorite thing is like, they're like, I have 5 million points. I'm like, well, how much does that go out to? 50 cents? And I'm like, it never makes sense to me. I'm like, why? I'm like
50 cents.
I'm like, 24,000 points gets you a fucking hot dog. Like, I mean, what?
I know,
like,
the sheets. It's the sheets for me.
It's the sheets for me, which I had sheets today.
What do you mean you had it?
I got a chicken salad sandwich.
Oh, wait.
It's kind of good.
I want a sandwich.
They have a really good egg salad sandwich.
Oh. Pub sub. I want a pub sub and dip in that. What did you do?
Oh, dip in
What do you do? What did you dip in the egg salad?
So I would take the chips and dip it in the egg salad.
The chips, yeah.
Yeah, take a kettle cooked like barbecue and put it in the egg salad. Oh. This is my pussy.
Oh. Sundries.
Sundries. I have sundries. Well, first of all,
one's all we need.
Happy 4th of July.
Yeah.
This comes out, it'll be the 4th.
But because I have comments.
Okay, go ahead.
I hate 4th of July people.
I think it's so bad.
It's so cringe to me. It's like, you know, we really don't have to do this. No one said we have to do this. It's just a habit.
It seems like it's getting out of control too. Like last year there was like gunshots, people were running, and everybody's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I'm
not doing anything. I'm laying at home.
Yeah, like
it's like the Pride Parade this year. I slept until 12:30. Like I missed everything.
We have to prepare.
You know what I mean?
We have a weekend ahead of us because I have the house to myself. So like,
we're not going nuts on 4th of July.
Boom.
Oh, that's the worst idea. You want to spend 4 hours in traffic?
And I've done it before.
I've done it before too. I did it last year.
Yeah.
So
I
once
think you got like a VIP. Like,
I had the VIP Parks Edge. No, I was
like,
Parks Edge.
No.
Oh, I did do that, but then I canceled that.
I love your club. I love you when you always buy like club seats, and you're like, just kidding, or like I don't know if I bought them or not. I was in you're in a fever dream.
Live.
It was a full fever dream for you,
and that was trash.
Oh my god,
that was such not worth it.
Yeah,
such not worth it.
And
so you think 4th of July? What were you gonna say? Because I'm like, girl,
I don't remember. Wait, hold on.
You were like, 4th of July is coming. Okay. And
no, what was it about?
And I said, but I don't know what you were gonna say.
I don't know what I was gonna say. Okay, my sundry is this: when I was flying to New York, I was sitting there and we got some snacks.
Oh,
the guy next to me had goldfish.
Worse and worse. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you've ever witnessed this before, and it kind of goes along the same lines of when people have to hum when they chew.
Oh, fuck that.
Okay.
No, fuck that.
Okay. So I had a guy next to me that was sitting in the plane. He would pop his little cracker, and then he would go.
No.
His shoulders were like he'd be like.
No,
like he must have like when he was a kid, he probably like did a dance when he was eating, like and so he's like trying to hold
like
himself.
A fucking character on a TV show, being like,
yeah. So he's trying not to do that. So he's like fighting. And it's every time. And I go,
every single goldfish. No.
I swear to God, it's the kid that hums when they chew. I'm telling you right now.
Do you know what I just felt?
The feeling.
Shame. Because what if he's autistic?
He's not.
And he has to move a little bit. Like, but if he's not, yeah, fuck you.
No, I think it's more like
because
well, if he's autistic, but it's still interesting to me that like it reminds me of a 5-year-old kid's like, nummy,
I know.
And it's like, then I think to myself,
you have to do that.
And I don't think it was autistic. I mean, he was flying in business.
I love ableism.
I know, just kidding.
But he was. You were business.
But
maybe you got an upgrade.
You got an upgrade.
But I just thought it was very weird. So I'm sitting there in my peripheral watching Dune 2, by the way.
In your what?
In my peripheral. I see.
Peripheral?
My peripheral vision. I'm sorry. Am I speaking English? Like, I'm sorry. My peripheral. What? You never heard of that? Oh.
Oh, what? No. It's peripheral. Peripheral.
Peripheral.
You're like peripheral?
My peripheral. Wait.
You've always said peripheral.
But I'm wondering if it's a southern thing or something.
I thought you were joking.
Wait, I don't even know the word now. I can't even think of it.
There's another word. Oh.
Peripheral. Oh my God. Anyway, I could see in the corner of my eye the shimmy. And I'm like, oh no, like I just like once you see something you can't unsee it. So like every time it happens,
you're like, you look over,
and I keep looking, I'm like,
gets it, you hear the crinkle, and then you're like,
I'm sitting there thinking like, how many goldfish crackers are in there? Because this is never fucking ending. So
I can't do it.
So I mean, I guess
would
you're
have
autistic,
stared.
whatever.
I would have
but
stared.
if you hum when you eat and all this stuff, like we got to work on our. Even if you are autistic,
Table manners.
like sorry,
table manners.
Even if you have a problem, like you need to get it figured out because I can't do it. I can't do the shimmer and the shimmy shake.
Shimmer.
Also, on the same fucking vein, airplanes. I'm really getting sick and goddamn tired of people putting their suitcases.
I know.
First of all, the whole thing,
the carry-on thing is out of control. No, carry-on is these fucker carry-on people.
Every flight I've taken the past 3 months, my bag has to be put like 3 rows back. So then I'm the asshole that then has to be like, oh. Meanwhile, I'm boarding at the front. Like I'm not even. Like
why am I in the front row?
Did not even have enough room, and I'm like, this is dumb. Like
it
is so
they've
fucking
shrunk
bad.
that so small.
Oh my God, I cannot believe I forgot to tell you. I sat next to a crazy plane lady.
Oh no.
Oh fuck. I can. Okay, no. I'm sorry. I have to tell this.
What the fuck happened?
This woman. Okay, now.
Oh my God.
You know the type.
Yeah, I had one on the way back from Italy.
Kinda.
Oh, yeah.
That same vein.
Yeah, but yeah.
She gets on the plane and she slams her body down next to me. And I'm like,
taking a load off.
Yeah, she's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry, I haven't flown in a while. I haven't been able to fit in a seat without having 2 extenders. And I'm like, okay.
Oh.
So she's like, then I go, oh, well, same sis. Like, I was like, okay, whatever, cool.
Big people unite.
So then she's like, are you going to be watching Love Island or some cheesy shit like I'm going to be doing? And I go, no, I'm just going to take a nap because at that point, my senses being the person that I am.
We were done.
I was like, oh, I've got to shut this out right now. I said, I'm not going to watch anything. I'm really tired. I'm probably going to take a nap. So this is going
it's like 5:30 at night.
Then she starts proceeding to still talk to me, and I have my earbud in, and I was like, I'm sorry. And you have to be like,
when you're like,
what? Like, don't you understand my cue?
You're trying to tell them.
Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. She's like, all I need is some fucking vodka. She's like, I came out here to see my fucking dying father. And then
it really is.
And then
like
my husband called and said his mom fucking died. I've had a fucking week.
Oh.
And God bless her. And she was like religious too in a weird way. It was like one of those people that go to the groups.
Yep.
Not that's wrong, but it's like one of those moms.
She's in the groups.
I just see my fucking husband and she's texting.
Yep.
Okay.
You're
so
just
this is her personality.
You're like.
Then we take off, and I kind of ignored her at this point, so I did my little sleep.
Yeah, turn your head to the side.
But I always get really anxious on airplane when I know it's almost snack time because I don't want them to have to wake me up if I'm sleeping. So I'm always like,
you need to get Matt because Matt just sleeps. And I'm like, Matt, do you want to drink?
I know. I wish I could just. It makes me so uncomfortable to think.
I do too. I don't want to be rude to them.
Me either.
So you're like trying to not ignore. You're anxious.
All of a sudden, here comes the fucking stewardess or whatever, and I'm like, I'll have a ginger ale. This bitch goes vodka, and he goes, okay, and what mixer? Vodka. And I'm sitting there like,
oh my God.
So then she's now she's got her bag up, and now her bag's up, and she's slamming into me, pulling this fucking like juice out. She makes her own little cocktail right there. She's like she's everything was very like heavy, dramatic, like I hate the world and fuck this shit. God damn it. I'm like, okay. So
acting like a child. I love it. Okay.
We actually got back early, even though we left late. We actually flew back so fast. So I mean, it's a lie all the time that they say.
I know
it's
always such a fucking
They can always
lie.
catch you up.
They're like, oh.
So we land. Well, of course, there was a fucking plane in our spot. They were just backing out though. Like he even said, like they're backing up right now. We just gotta it'll be like 5 minutes.
How many vodkas did she have?
One. And this is the again. You know the time.
Yeah, it's just
one vodka. It's one.
Yeah.
And she's like, so then she's sitting there. And she goes, I'm not trying to be a fucking Karen, but I'd be a fucking Karen. Is there like a Yelp review I can do on this plane? We're here early, and we don't have a fucking gate. And I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm sort of like,
I'm not with her.
I'm
not with her. Yeah, that's what you get to do. You're
it gets worse. So then we finally get going. She's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry, God, but fuck. And I'm like, oh no, this bitch. And she's been texting the whole time while we're landing, Joe.
Oh my God.
I didn't want to be the guy
she
that's
goes
like,
to every Friday night high school football game. Like, I'm picturing this bitch.
yeah.
I know who she is.
You know
I can see her. And she's wearing the
exactly.
mom, like the black shirt that's a cutoff here.
You know
little bit lesbian.
You know
but like it has a polo, the cutoff polo with the hat that's a little low and the glass.
Jean jacket.
Yeah, absolutely. Over that. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, honey. She's showing those arms with their thick arms.
So bad.
Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry, God. Like
the plane fucking parks. Bing. This bitch violently jumps out of the fucking chair and runs past first class. Okay? But like in a really cunty way. Also, she got in a fight with the guy in front of her because he was like leaning back a little bit and she was like, excuse my vodka. Like it was like a very, okay. And I think she was probably younger than me. I'm just saying.
No.
Or my age.
She sounds so, I thought she was like a sucker mom.
Well,
sucker mom.
So I'm almost 40.
Oh, I forgot how old you were.
Yeah, 34 is. I know it's bad.
I forgot how
like
old
a
we
soccer
were.
mom's like 34.
I literally was
32.
like,
yeah, I know. We're past it. It can't even joke about it anymore. It's really bad. So she runs up to the front. I'm like, this is crazy. So I'm getting up and I'm like, kind of looking at the people around me, and they're all going, they don't know kind of what to say. And
you're like, I'm not.
I go, well, that was interesting. And they're like, you're not with her, right? We thought you might be a coworker. I said, I'm not fucking with her. I said, I'm just good in those situations where I can like
ignore.
Because I was totally ignoring her, and I was like,
perfect.
I was very good.
Because if you had engaged, you would have had to talk to her,
right? So I knew,
and then she would build up more and more.
The minute she started the bullshit,
see, he agrees with me,
right? So I was like, I'm not in a part of this. So I was like, oh my God. So you can be on an airplane, and then I have to crawl over and get my fucking
bag's like
4 rows back.
Yeah, you're like, can I get it back?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm right there. I'm like, sorry, I know that my seatmate was a fucking psycho, but I've got to crawl now over you
People
myself.
are like, don't let him back
God,
here.
10C and 10A. So yeah, I had to like defend myself, and then though, as we were parked, it took so long to open the door. It was the
so
best.
she's just standing there
like a bitch, and everybody's like, "What the fuck is going on?" She had her little rat ponytail. It was just a little overweight, obviously.
Yeah,
so,
obviously.
So
2 extenders.
So whatever that was, a sundry or not, that's
a sundry
PSA.
though. You don't need to be like that.
Don't be like that on an
Don't be
airplane.
that person that everyone else on the plane is like, wow, this
Please.
person's crazy.
And stop getting
I
up.
think I've almost been that person. No, I'm kidding. Well,
I don't know.
There was, me and Sabrine were very loud on the flight home from Italy. We were obviously in first class, and
you were giggling.
Well,
and you got in trouble.
Yeah, we were loud. I think
we were like screwing.
We had like 5 drinks or something.
Well, and
you
you're
know
like
when
in
you're at
the air-
altitude, it was like 5 drinks at least. Yeah, it's like that
and you're
noise.
like,
You have
you
to
always
like.
have constables. You're like, yeah, this is so
So
fun.
she's sitting, but like it's first class seats, so it's like a little bit over there, and I'm just like, oh my God, what? She's telling stories,
just used your earbuds.
and then we're just laughing. Oh, I know. Oh, you could do that.
I mean, you can figure out a way.
What?
If I got a way.
What, by calling?
No, you can probably connect.
Yeah.
Phone to phone, and she just wears her earphone.
Phone to phone.
Can't you do that?
That's called a phone call, honey.
No,
you can't
but like,
do
you
phone
can't do like a
calls up there.
Bluetooth thing.
No, you can to like watch something on the same phone. You could have 2 sets.
Never mind. I guess that won't work.
That won't work. So for sundries, I'd like accurate information presented to me before I'm shaded.
I just pulled a Biden and Trump.
Yeah, it was a lie, and you were stuttering.
And I'm stuttering.
And you're stuttering.
And I'm pretty much. I did my impression of Biden today. I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Yeah, about 6'4" if you look at me, sure.
And happy 4th of July. For whatever reason, I was saying that.
I don't know why you brought that up.
I don't know. There was something about it I wanted to say.
That you hate it.
Yeah, I hate fireworks.
I know. I hate fireworks. Do your dogs?
But I do.
Penny hates fireworks. So
I don't hate fireworks. I hate people who don't know how to shoot fireworks. Like I hate the people that are like up the street and it's like, why are we doing fireworks on Monday?
Little boy
at 11 p.m. We're shooting.
Yeah,
and I'm like, it's not even close to the day
even
yet.
time.
It's July 1st.
It's not time. It's not July 4th.
It is Happy Canadian Day today, July 1st.
Imagine that.
Yep. So
hello,
anyway,
for our friendly white neighbors.
And actually, next episode, I had a voicemail, and it actually was like pretty belligerent. We can't.
Yeah, we'll save it. We're already way over.
We're like so over. This is crazy. So anyway, everybody have a great rest of your week. Happy 4th of July.
Girl. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Hot dogs and hamburgers.
And make sure you get those hot dogs and hamburgers on the grill. Everybody this might be the last time we're united.
I think it is. I think North and South. Oh,
I don't even care if it's called East and West, bitch. I'm getting on the side.
East
that I
and
can
West
just, like,
would be fine.
Honestly, let's just have.
Can we dump Texas altogether?
No, they can take this
straight
so
to Mexico.
hot and sinking. Like,
yeah, you don't want the South. Florida's like, wee! It's like you're sinking.
Which we also need to be a little concerned about New York City.
I know, agree.
Because when the minute that rises, honey,
we'll have to go stay at that one hill. Remember, I was like, why is it called this hill? And it's like we're going
Brooklyn Heights.
Oh, that was cool. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
614-721-5336. Call us. Tell us what's fucked up about your life. Shout out to all of our friends and family out there. We love you. We'll be back next week. I'm Bobby.
I'm Jim.
Hope you enjoyed this extended fucking psychotic episode.
Yeah, this was crazy.
We're giving a lot of psycho lately. Have a good week. Goodbye. Oh, that was I'm like psycho.
Goodbye.
Bye. And I blew in the mic.
They're like, Hanny, you don't need to kiss.
They're like, oh no.